The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.
What is going on? Wow, that is a blurry shot. Jesus Christ, I got a new shirt on that looks like shit. Okay, well, that's how we're going to start today. Cool. Hang on a second. Damn it. Once more with feeling. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Talk Wrestling here on the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, NoDQ.com, the Jeff Meacham Network, the Costume Studios, the Greg Cherry brand, and all our respective tweeters, except for the Cosmic. I got to work on that, JJ. Anyway, yes, we are 11 days away from WrestleMania, and my God, you know, I get a new wardrobe. I finally get an embroidered shirt to wear to WrestleMania, and nice shirt at that. It's a nice shirt, right? Paid enough for the damn thing. And now I can't get the damn camera to cooperate for whatever reason. The lighting's being off or whatever. So eventually we'll get this figured out. Luckily, I want to be here for WrestleMania. I'll be here for real. But anyway, yes. Hello, everybody in the chat. It's so good to see everybody. I am trying to log in over here because I still haven't been able to find my multi-port USB thing, so I can't use the mouse and the rest of the computer at the same time, so you'll have to forgive me. I might hear a little pop here. Just give me a second. You guys heard it, but whoa! Good Lord. All right. Perhaps that? Nope. That's what I needed to do. Okay. I think I fixed it now. Lord, I hope so. All right. God damn. Well, okay. The reason, yeah, I'm not sure. Again, it comes off a little bit. Again, the lighting's really bad. Let me see if I can, you know what? I'm going to say fuck it for the green screen today. And I know I already cursed, so sorry, Aaron. But I'm going to say F it for the green screen today because I really want this to pop. And I really want you guys to see the logos here. So let me just. Okay. Again, it is smaller, but that's the way that Greg Cherry designed the logo. It's supposed to be after the old Los Angeles Kings logo from the 80s and even in the 90s with the new colors. So that is what let's change that obviously because I'm not in Section 550 anymore. We are having, let's see, yeah, 160p. Yeah, exactly. See if I can. Yeah, Matt, what was the comment yesterday? I'm Jeff or whatever it was earlier. I'm definitely, or on Mike Night maybe, whatever the hell show it was yesterday that I was talking about. It. You've been in a coma or it was during Dad's yesterday. That's what it was. That you've been in a coma. Am I still having breakdowns under the sunny sky? If you can clarify that would be super. Why the frick is this not working? There we go. Thank you. We're gonna spend the first 10 minutes of the show just doing damn tech fixes. Work, you jerk. There we go. All right. Anyway, Tech for Dummies. Let's try this again. Hi, I'm Jeff Meacham. Welcome to Jackass. It just came to mind. Anyway, guys, thank you all for real very much. I really appreciate it. Everybody that's here so far. Let's get to the comments really quick here. Marshall's here. Hello, Marshall. Mike, good to see you as always. The Meach Man is here. Yes, I botched. And okay, so seriously, why is your name spelled? So it says Jeff Meacham Network. It says Jeff Meacham up here, and then Network. Again, it's designed. It's designed after the old LA Kings logo. I'll try to put it up. I have a T-shirt on here with this logo on it too. Anyway, let's see. JJ's here. Hey there, hi there, JJ. It's good to see you again. We saw you in the chat during Statboy Sports Bar. Calvin, hello. Yeah, Calvin said it twice. He was so excited. He said it to, probably two different channels, being my guess. And then Matt is here. And all right, there you go. If it wasn't you, Matt, it was a Matt yesterday during Dad's the premiere of Dad's that was messing with me. All right. So as I said, we are 11 days away from WrestleMania. I am so excited. Again, I get to show the new duds off in front of 60-something thousand people, whatever it's going to be per night. I don't know how it's going to play out. I actually, today, received more news. Let's see here. We got a couple people. Ken's here. Good to see Ken. Ray says, "Hey Jeff, what do I think about the Usos versus the Sami Kevin match? I am so glad they finally made that a thing. Very excited that we're going to get that match. I know JJ and I are very divided as to when that match should take place, but I still will maintain that the Bloodline story as a whole should be in the main event both nights of WrestleMania. And I know that robs Charlotte and Rhea, but let me say this to JJ, because I know he's watching. Let me say to anybody else that agrees with this stance. The Rhea Charlotte story is very much the back burner of the Judgment Day participants' storylines. Rey and Dom, Edge and Balor even. And then Priest doesn't even have a story right now for Mania, so there is that. So that's why I argue that it shouldn't be the main event, because the story is just kind of there for me. There is reason, there's validity to Rhea's argument that she needs to right the wrong from 3 years ago, but that's all we have. There was intensity on SmackDown, I will grant that, but again, anyway. Daniel says, I can't wait for WrestleMania either, brother. I really can't. I am just chomping at the bit. I've got 2 more shifts at Disney, Sunday night and maybe Monday night. I'm trying to get Monday night switched because it's a logistical freaking nightmare right now. But I'm working on it. And we'll see how it plays out. But anyway, I'm very much looking forward to it. Mikey T, good to see you. Hope to see you on Saturday for open mic night, because it's going to be crazy. We'll talk about that later. Ken says Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are one of the few makeshift teams that work. That's the thing. They're not a makeshift team. They've been friends for 20 years. They've been partnered and feuding for the entirety of their careers. They've either been partners or opponents their entire career. They are not a makeshift team whatsoever. Daniel says night 1 should be a double main event. You know, you're not wrong. I can see where that would work. If they promote it like that, because I think that Charlotte and Rhea should semi-main, or they should open one of the nights, and then Usos and Sami have to close for my money. Matt says I agree. The Usos versus Sami Kevin. The Rhea Charlotte feud has been a popcorn fart of Charlotte phoning it in and politicking to get her way. Again, I think Charlotte's politicking has been blown a little bit out of proportion by a lot of the peripheral wrestling media out there. I don't know how much of that's valid at this point. I think if creative didn't want Charlotte there, she wouldn't be there. Do I see Edge coming out as Brood Edge? Yes. I think we get the Brood Edges. I think we get the Demon Edges. I think we get all of it. It's going to be a spectacle. And it occurred to me, I don't know if it was during open mic night, I forget what show I was actually live on the air when I was talking about this, but I get to see Hell in a Cell live, which I'm just freaking stoked. So happy that's the thing. Joey says, hey Jeff, is Eddie versus Kurt at WrestleMania 20 a great match? It's my favorite match of Eddie. I love the WrestleMania 20 match with Eddie Guerrero and Kurt Angle. If it was a main event, as far as final match, it would have been in our top 10 on Dads on Monday. Well, for me anyway, without a doubt. WrestleMania 39 is going to make Noah go. Poor Noah. That's going to be the not even the last shows he calls that week, because we're doing Raw after Mania, and then we're doing the AEW doubleheader on Friday the 7th. Man, he's going to be so exhausted. He's my hero for real. JJ says, I just think it would be cool and very Triple H like to have a Flair and a Rhodes in the main event. Again, I don't disagree with that basic sentiment, and they've even had Charlotte talk about that during her promos on SmackDown. I just think the story itself is not strong enough to be the last match at WrestleMania. Mikey says they even teamed together at Mania before against Bryan and Shane. There you go. Yeah, that was Sami and Zayn. Let's say Bray Wyatt's unavailable for WrestleMania. Who should Bobby Lashley's new opponent be? Perhaps a debuting Carmelo Hayes or Jay White, or returning Randy Orton, or somebody else. We talked about that on open mic night. I think Noah mentioned Jay White. Carmelo was also mentioned during that discussion. It really depends how Carmelo does at Stand and Deliver, and whether he walks out of that show at Staples Center as the NXT champion. If he walks out as champion, we don't see him on WrestleMania. Braun Breaker, on the other hand, if he leaves without the title, that could be a thing too. Lashley and Braun Breaker would be maybe not the greatest substitute of all time, but I'd be okay with it. There's a couple of mentions of LA Knight here. Matt says LA Knight versus Lashley would be fun. I kind of agree with that. Ken says if WWE's planning on doing the Battle Royal, down to a Battle Royal, LA Knight should win, or Cameron Grimes. I'm okay with either scenario. I love me some LA Knight. You guys know that around here. Will Rock come out during or after Roman Reigns? No. I don't think we see The Rock this next weekend. I wish, but I don't think it's going to be a thing. WrestleMania 14, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Shawn Michaels, a great main event match. What do you think? Well, I'm going to hold my opinion as well as my co-host's opinion on that show, Calvin. So you can go ahead and watch this show that went up yesterday on the Jeff Meacham Network and the Cassian Studios. Check out our top 10 all-time WrestleMania main event rankings. That was yesterday's episode of Dads. It's 3 hours. It is a commitment, but it is worth your time, folks. As Jerry Briscoe used to say, Briscoe Brothers Body Shop's worth the drive. This is worth your time. Check it out. It went up yesterday. It's in the archives over on both the Casa and the Jeff Meacham Network. Watch the Casa version. Trust me. So there is that. So, Calvin, that's my answer to that question. Because that match was discussed, and I'll leave it at that. If anything, Bobby Lashley possibly returns to help Omos post-match to reform the Hurt Business. That wouldn't be a bad scenario if they actually committed to Omos and Bobby Lashley coming together as opposed to having them beef again, because that was stupid, I thought. That's for my. How many champs will retain at WrestleMania? Don't know all the championship matches yet. I think actually they've all been out. Take that back. I think I'm still not 100% sold on the Undisputed Championship match. But we will talk about WrestleMania a lot next week. I know we're going to talk about it right now, obviously, but as far as actual predictions go, there's going to be a ton of that shit across the board on the multiverse of media. So stay tuned next week for that. Matt says, I think Carmelo's winning, being that they already hinted that Grimes and Braun could be coming up on Raw for Mania. That was discussed over at NoDQ.com. Check out the article right now over on that Mr. Rift reported. Again, I'm digging it. Pardon me. Drink there. Daniel says, I can't wait for you to do your top 10 TV villains. Yep, that'll be the first show. We're back on Friday, which will be the 21st of April. Top 10 TV villains from the Dads, not always in wrestling. Our first non-wrestling show since February. There you go. It's a damn shame LA Knight's doing it for Mania. Don't be so convinced of that, Steve by the Bay. We still may get LA Knight and Los Angeles just yet. Just be patient and have faith, because I think we're gonna get Shawn Ricker, LA Knight on the show. Walter says KO versus Sammy and KO and Sammy versus Usos is a more in-depth feud. Has the history, has the investment, needs to be the main event night one. I'm sorry to reintro it. Walter, your shtick tonight is sticking with my shtick. I agree with you, sir. Rate this year's build up to Mania so far. 10. I am invested in every match that has a actual storyline. In other words, not the showcase matches. I'm here for it. If I wasn't already going, I would find a way to go. So 10 out of 10 for me. Thoughts on Goldberg being a free agent? Don't give a shit. And Nia Jax saying she'd like to go to AEW. Do you think Tony will do it? God. I don't know why Tony would invest time in talent that has proven to be enough of a lightning rod of negative controversy for both of them. Let me be honest. Both Nia and what's Nia's real name? I forget what Nia's real name is. Forgive me. And Bill. Again, Tony's made some interesting choices in his time of running a wrestling show company, but I mean, Goldberg, I get the nostalgia with Goldberg. I understand it. I don't like it, but I understand it. Man, it's so rough to have him around. It really is. I don't think it should be a thing. Either one of them. Do I think Tony will do it? Possibly. Would I do it? Absolutely not. And I say that, but they signed Saraya and Punk, and I understand that. And I I have been very outspoken about my opinion of CM Punk since the bullshit in Chicago last year. So let me just nip that shit in the bud. I'm not a fan of them signing Punk at all. I was when they signed him, when he was bullshitting about, I'm going to be happy to work with the young talent. I'm going to be, I'm better now. I'm not sick like I was. He's full of shit because he was. Saraya, again, Saraya is just barely with the company. Give it time. A lot more people like Saraya, at least from my experience, than they, looking back, like Nia or Bill Goldberg. Me included. JJ says, my only worry about Braun is that he's a big fish in a small pond. His call-up may have the fish trying to swim with the sharks and not the San Jose Sharks. Well, no, because the sharks can't swim because they can't make the playoffs. So there is that. Sorry, guys. I know. Don't ask, what is he talking about? It is what it is. Any guess which Mania match will be the annual quick squash match? Right now, I don't think any of them should be the annual squash match. I think they all have a decent build. If it's going to be anything, unfortunately, it would be Omos and Brock Lesnar. I hope for this Mania have unique stage and not just all screen. Joey, the last two Manias I've been to, the only two Manias I've been to, one was WrestleMania 2000, which was just, LED screen. And then WrestleMania 24 had the Transformers-shaped middle finger. So there you go. If Goldberg went to AEW for one match, who should be the opponent? If they do it, I don't know why. Trying to think of a nostalgia person to put over. You know what? Put him against freaking Samoa Joe. We never really got anything resolution out of that anyway. Why not? I wouldn't mind seeing that necessarily. Walter says, if you want more people on the card instead of this bull tag thing they are doing, they should bring Money in the Bank as a match at WrestleMania with 8 people in it, and they will add people to the card. Walter's saying what I've been saying for years now. Give me 1 second, guys. I don't know what's going on with this camera again. I'm not even moving that much, which is so stupid. All right, we're going to try this one more time. I think I know what's going on, so just give me a second here. I think because I have this toggled, which I don't want to. All right, that should make it less skippy. We'll see. Psycho, do I think Kenny Omega would re-sign with AEW or dump ship WWE? I think he'll re-sign with AEW. I can see Saraya being a top heel. I'm not a Paige fan, but her heel persona grew on me. There you go. Calvin, as I said earlier, we're going to talk about WrestleMania predictions next week. Calvin, buddy, I need you to watch the show and actually pay attention. I really do. The last 2 weeks on my show and Aaron's show, it's been rough, brother. You need to pay attention. Lesnar will squash Omos. I mean, that's the working theory, right? That's what we're going to see. But don't be surprised if it doesn't happen. FTR versus Goldberg getting revenge for Brad. There you go. I co-sign. Why the hell not? I almost said Wardlow too, Jay, but it's. Ugh. I just don't want to see Goldberg anymore. I don't. I'm over the Goldberg shit. I'm over him being used as an attraction. The guy is old, and I know that Hogan's old. I don't want to see Hogan wrestle either. And I know Flair's old. I don't want to see Flair wrestle anymore either. I want to see new stars. God forbid, right? Let's see. Cartman slapped a little San Jose Shark for goal. Go Kings, go. Yes! Well, there was certainly some good juju going on last night at Staples Center, man. Freaking, they routed Calgary. Good on Toffoli for getting a goal, though. Which is what happened Saturday when they lost to effing Vancouver in a shootout. Thanks a lot, Kings. I bring my sister to a game and they lose. Dicks. K-Dog, good to see you as well. Thank you. I actually got this hat at work. Big surprise. One of my recent favorites. Goldberg versus Powerhouse Hobbs. That one would be kind of a fun bruiser type match. I don't know if I want to see it long term. Right? Somebody else said that. I forget who said that to me. Oh, you know what? I was on James's, and I was on the show that James invited me to on Owen Finch's channel, and we were doing a retro recap of WrestleMania 24 because I was there, and we were talking about that, and one of them mentioned it. That's why I said that. Any clue why we are getting Sting and Darby and Cassidy versus Butcher and Blade this week? So random. No, I didn't know that was a thing. Definitely random. There are reports that say Randy Orton is getting new boots made. Does that mean Randy Orton's coming back? We talked about this on Open Mic Night, so please go check it out in the archives, Ray. Short answer is that doesn't mean anything, but go check out the show. Let me know what you think. I'm not an Oldberg fan either, but I want to see him beat up QT Marshall. That I'd be okay with, because I like QT, but it would get him a little bit of national TV. Austin Theory versus Cena does nothing for me. Not sure if I'm the only one. I'm invested because it's John, obviously, right? But if Cena puts Theory over, then the kids beat John Cena at WrestleMania, which doesn't happen all that often. Walter says, Goldberg, stay your ass retired. Your son saw you wrestling. Now go away, damn it. Yes! I will toast. Let me get that back up there. Walter, here's to you in that tweet. That comment. I agree with it. So funny. I hate the show's name to talk anything after people encourage me to talk about stuff besides wrestling. Now, every question's been wrestling, except for Psychos each week. So there you go. Any news on what's going on with Carmella? No, I'm actually interested in what's going on because they bring her back to TV. She comes back from injury. She gets a character makeover again, and now she's gone again. A little curious, not going to lie. I want Asuka to win, but the match with her and Bianca might be the worst booked match of the show. There is a very good point. I'm glad you brought that up, Matt. I'm going to put the tools down here and get a little deep on this one. I mentioned earlier that Charlotte versus Rhea is not being all that well built, at least for my money. Neither singles women's title match is getting any build worth its salt at all. Asuka's supposed to be the heel, but she's over because she brought back the old elements of her Kana character. So you're like, ooh, new Asuka, ooh. So they're both very undefined as far as who's the true baby face or heel. And with matches don't have a good build, you have to have strong characters, and it's not happening in either women's championship match. That's the problem. Walter, that very well could be. I know she was very public about her ectopic pregnancy, which I have she's a former friend now that went through that. So it was awful. Hopefully if she is pregnant, she can see it through, because I know that was very important to Carmella. The Little Mermaid revival looks interesting, but it has immense shoes to fill. Yes, it does. As a representative of the company, I agree. But stepping out of that cast member shoe for a second, I'm not sure about all these live action ones. Now, they announced the cast for the live action adaptation of Hunchback of Notre Dame. I am here for that cast. I'll bring it up momentarily and talk about it, but god damn, is that going to be a cool, at least on paper, the cast looks really good for Hunchback of Notre Dame, the live adaptation. So that'll be out in, I think, 2020. I think it's 2025. I think it'll be said to be out. I'm looking forward to that. What do I think about Andy Kaufman going to the Hall of Fame? If it wasn't going to be Cindy, then I'm okay with it, because Cyndi Lauper should be in Hollywood, but Andy Kaufman's a great choice too. What they need to do is have Zamuda come out as Tony Clifton, just for the shits and giggles of it. That should be the exception. It should be Bob Zamuda as Tony Clifton. If you know, you know. If you don't know, do your damn homework, because that was good shit. Goldberg's kid versus Hook versus Darby Allin and a My Dad Can Beat Up Your Dad match. There you go. I wonder if Asuka will use the Mist for the championship. Sure. That'd be cool. Will Mania ever go back to an arena show rather than stadium, like United Center or T-Mobile Center would be great. T-Mobile's got good amenities, but I think they're going to stick with stadium shows at this point. United Center's already almost 30 years old, believe it or not, so I wouldn't go there. No update on FTR's contract status. I don't know who Dylan's favorite wrestler is now, to be honest with you. I know it was Corbin, and we've talked about that and given him shit for it. I'm not sure who it is now, though. How much potato salad is too much potato salad? One single piece of potato salad. I can't stand potato salad. It's gross. It's nasty. It bothers me that most people have actually said who and what did he do to get in the Hall of Fame in regards to Andy Kaufman. I feel like this also trolls mainly because people hooed Tony's dream match. So Tony's dream match is not a dream match unless you're a major fan of New Japan. We talked about this on the NoDQ review Sunday night. It's not a dream match for the casual viewer. If you're a hardcore fan, cool. But you have to be a hardcore fan of New Japan or a hardcore fan of the gentleman that Kenny Omega's fighting. I don't, is El Hijo de Viquinha? I'm sorry. I said his name wrong and I realized that I'm not a fan. It's not that I'm not a fan. It's not that I dislike the guy. I just don't watch. So that's the whole problem with it being a dream match. As far as Andy goes, Andy was the first legitimate celebrity involvement in mainstream covered wrestling. That's the post. That's the tweet. That's the comment. Andy was the trendsetter. What about having Jim Carrey come out as Andy to accept the award? I would pop for that. I actually buy a ticket for it if I knew it was going to be happening, because I'm contemplating going to Hall of Fame anyway, so we'll see. But that would be a cool thing, JJ. Good call on that. Good take. Aladdin was good. Yes. Lion King was good. Lion King was great. Lion King, Dad and I went to see that when it came out. We're talking about live. For those of you tuning in or late, we're talking about the live action or real life, lifelike adaptations of the Disney animated classics. Lion King was so good. My dad had to be reminded it wasn't real lions at any point. That was entirely CGI'd. It's good shit. That's how good that was. Who's a wrestler that's currently damaged good? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't finish your thing, Walter. Sorry. I'm not sure about the rest of the live ones, and the fact that Mulan didn't have Mushu pissed me off. I wasn't a fan of the original, the animated Mulan anyway. It took me a long time to get sold on that one. The live action one kind of was what it was. Who's a wrestler that is currently damaged goods that still has a chance to be a major star? Right now, JJ's going to pop when I say this. CM Punk. CM Punk. If he can get right with the company and get a good storyline when he comes back, he can still become another major star again. Same with Wardlow. Thank you, Matt. Wardlow, but he has to get AEW to do it. I would agree. Should Dustin Rhodes win the AEW championship before he retires? And should Tony Khan hotshot the title to Dustin to ruin the Cody storyline? No and no. I love Dustin. I love the family. I always will. They will always have a special place in my heart. But Dustin doesn't need to be the world champion at this point. And certainly not to damage his brother. That's he wouldn't go for that even if Tony wanted to, right? Yeah, you actually said this in your comment on Sunday. Well, I'll go ahead and post it again, Walter. Tony's dream match is a dream match. He literally went to sleep and dreamed about it, woke up and booked it. Literal dream match. Matt said, I've not seen a single live action Disney movie except for Jungle Book. Jungle Book was okay. Wasn't my favorite, but it was okay. Lion King's my favorite anime movie, so I love all things Lion King. Walter, funny story. And I'll make it brief because I'm trying to stick to the topics at hand. Circle of Life was the song my 6th grade class and I sang to our parents in the audience at our promotion ceremony. It's not called graduation anymore. That's why I said promotion ceremony for those of you keeping track at home. We sang that, and we did one other one. I forget what it was. But yeah, Circle of Life was that's how old my ass is. I graduated from 6th grade or promoted the year after that movie came out. You guys all know how old I am. I turned 40 a few weeks ago, so you guys know how old I am. I wish Danielson wasn't damaged goods. That guy is still one of the best ever. Yep, he is. He always will be for me. I said this dream match is one of many forbidden doors. One of them is AEW's The House of Black versus WWE's Judgment Day. I can see that'd be good. Feels like Roman is winning at Mania. I have a bad feeling. Talked about it. Wouldn't be surprised. Matt says, Dumbo's my all-time favorite Disney movie, but I knew it wouldn't transfer well to live action because of the time. Yeah, well, a lot of the stuff they used in the animated Dumbo as far as the content, they had to put the disclaimer on it. It was bad then, it's bad now. We screwed up. So I've still not seen the live action Dumbo with Michael Keaton and everybody, nor have I seen, I'm a bad Disney person, I've not seen Coco or Encanto yet. So I can't give an answer on this. I love the music in both, but I haven't seen the movies. All right. Okay. Got through the comments for now. Very good. Okay. All right. We are at 35. I'm going to go ahead and start the plug stuff. So first of all, I want to give a shout out to my friends at Undecided Printing over in I think they're in Newhall now, if I remember right. There's the phone number on the screen, 661-310-3700. Text is the best way to go for that because they'll reach the folks there faster. You can also email them at the email on the screen, sales@undecidedprinting.com. They are responsible for what you see here, as well as the original prototype of the Back to the Future centric t-shirt. Logo, of course, both by Greg Cherry. So we thank Greg, of course, for that. And you can catch Greg, of course, tomorrow on my channel and his at the Greg Cherry Show, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific. Okay. I feel like an old man in this group chat. 40's feeling a lot younger every day, brother. It's funny. People ask me when I turned 40 how I felt about it. Right. And I was very candid and I said, that sign that they have over to the entrance to Disneyland, here you leave behind today and enter the world of, yesterday, tomorrow, and fantasy. It's like, they're not wrong, at least for me. Even now as a cast member, I still feel myself get youthful and gain life every time I walk under that train station, that train bridge, and enter Main Street. It's like, oh, I feel better and I feel younger and vibrant and ready to just kick the day's ass. So don't worry, Matt. You don't have to feel old forever in this group. How old was I when I first got a cell phone? Damn. Okay, well, that would have been Singular Wireless. You guys remember Singular Wireless before AT&T bought it? Because I do. That would have been, I think it was after my car accident in 2001, because I didn't have a cell phone. I had a pager, but I didn't have a cell phone. So I want to say it was either 02 or 03, so I would have been 19 or 20. I think I take that back, because I didn't have a cell phone when we first started doing Extreme Mayhem, and that was 2002 into 03, because Randy Savage had to call the house line here, right over here, actually. The answering machine was in the kitchen at the time, so it probably would have been 2004, Psycho, honestly. Damn, that's crazy, right? So I would have been 21 when I first got my cell phone. Well, I've never seen Coco or Dumbo live. Thanks. I think I was the only one. Thanks, I was the only one. There you go. There you go, brother. You are not alone. We are here with you. I sound like Stan's grandpa from South Park. Yeah, well, it is what it is. Zach, don't worry, brother. We're still going a little bit longer. I had a pager first, no cell. My first was in my 20s. Yeah, it was definitely in my 20s, because I hit 20 in 03. I didn't have a cell phone yet. I don't know. Aaron, if you watch this back, tell me on when I appear with you on camera again. Did I have a cell phone when we went to Vegas for the Extreme Mayhem anniversary show, where we almost got kicked out of the casino in Sakota? Don't know. Muhammad says, happy Tuesday on a Tuesday night. Jeff Meacham, I hope you are doing well, man, and same with everyone here in the chat. Thank you, Muhammad. Always good to see you. Ken says, I hope the rumor of Stacy Keibler going to the Hall of Fame is true. I do too. People kind of poop on Stacy for the role she played, but Tori's in. Same basic situation. And Stacy's such a sweet person, so I hope she gets in. All right. Where was I on the plugs? All right, so Undecided Printing, again, they're responsible for the shirt I have on today, the shirts I'm wearing at WrestleMania, as well as much, much more. You can get printed. Again, you think if they print it, check them out at undecidedprinting.com for more. Big G is not here in the chat room, but I'm sure I will be remiss if I didn't plug his stuff. So there's the first one. See if I got that right. Oh, well, I put the background back because I thought I was got the green screen up. Shows you how much I pay attention. Hacksaw Jim Duggan will be appearing for Big G's friends at Parker Kane Promotions at Baltimore Celeb Fest 7 in May, as well as a former NXT UK star making their United States debut at a convention. And then later on in the year, coming up in August over in Fairfield, New Jersey for WrestleFest 2, Parker Kane Promotions will be bringing in Kylan King, who is currently one half of the Impact Knockout World Tag Team Champions. So that's coming up for Big G and everybody associated with him. Amazing we have smartphones, yet we still have flying cars. We will never have flying cars. We will never have flying cars. People are too scared. No way. I love Stacy, but there needs to more serving females need to be inducted first. Yes, and I can think of two of them, and I'll get to them momentarily that we're going to talk about that I'm going to see coming up WrestleMania weekend. What's Jim Duggan's best matches and moments? Best moment for Duggan was winning the Royal Rumble and being one of those patriotic guys in the time of the time it was. I mean, feuding with the Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov, and Hacksaw was popular. I don't know if he, being the first Royal Rumble winner definitely gets him in the Hall of Fame, but his stuff in Mid-South, working for Watts and feuding with DiBiase and the Rat Pack, that was great. I will give Hacksaw that. World Baseball Classic update. Japan's winning 3-2. Shit. Muhammad, any news of Randy Orton returning? Nope. Duggan looks like a tough, legitimate guy since he stopped a guy from robbing this place. True. Very true. Miss Elizabeth's a great example of somebody needs to be inducted, Ken, without a doubt. But there's two more I'm going to talk about here momentarily. All right, more plugs. Let's see. JJ, of course, will have the Warzone. JJ, I'm not sure if I know it was on this last weekend, but I don't know if you're going to have a show this weekend, Jay, so let us know in the chat. Best Duggan moment was going face-to-face with the Renegade on WCW Thunder. Okay, this needs a little clarification. We are not talking about the Renegade, the WCW wrestler that was impersonating the Ultimate Warrior. When we say the Renegade, we mean JJ. JJ was at an episode of Thunder in Long Beach, and Duggan and him went nose to nose because JJ was giving him shit for being a American turncoat and a Canadian sympathizer. Have I at least seen Turning Red? Nope, haven't seen that one either, brother. Otani versus Trout. Yes, that's true. That's what's going on in the World Baseball Classic. Scary thoughts. But JJ does have reviews of movies that feature or star heavily feature, I should say, W Hall of Famers. Yesterday's Renegades Reviews episode was Penance Lane. Tomorrow, one of my favorite of all time, Trish Stratus and Bounty Hunters. Friday afternoon, I should say, The Resurrection of Jake the Snake, also featuring Scott Hall and, of course, Diamond Dallas Page is in that. Saturday's new release movie, at least is my understanding, JD, if I'm wrong, please correct me in the chat room, will be Netflix original We Have a Ghost. And then the final week of WWE Hall of Fame features The Wrong Side of Town, starring Rob Van Dam and featuring Batista, not the way it was marketed, you bunch of yutzes. The Chaperone on Wednesday featuring WWE Hall of Famer and COO and chief content creator Triple H, and Escape the Undertaker featuring The Undertaker, and of course The New Day, and the new release Saturday, which will be April 1st actually, but it's still, we're going to count it because it's going to be this weekend, will be Boston Strangler. Oh no, I'm sorry, Boston Strangler went up will be up this coming Saturday, so I am wrong. I apologize, JJ. There you go. Let me go ahead and get that up there now. I'm backwards on my graphic, but I think I did that because I want to make sure we kept it in March, because I know April 1st is a new month for you. First, I arranged the graphic wrong, and that's my bad. So I'm sorry. I botched it, but it wasn't like a big botch because I actually had a method to the madness of why I arranged the graphic the way I did. So, the name of my autobiography. Ginger Snap, the Jeff Meacham story. I don't know. Never really thought about that. Probably won't write a book now. Anyway, so check out all JJ movies coming up this and next week as he continues his awesome Renegades review series over on the Constantine Studios channel. Again, as I mentioned yesterday, our last Dads of Wrestling Month and WrestleMania Month, will be it's now in the archives over at the Casa and the Jeff Meacham Network, but please watch the Casa episode. Top 10 all-time WrestleMania main events. And again, that is the last match of a WrestleMania night. So all total, there are 41. You're out of line, but you're not wrong. On my, that's very true. Well, God damn it, Otani. I like you, Otani, but damn it all to hell. Speaking of books, what are the best wrestling books of all time? Mick Foley's memoirs. That's the comment. Of course, earlier today we had Stat Boy Sports Bar go up. That was at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific. No, Kim, we're not doing that video. Good grief. No way, Jose. Not happening. Next week in the Stat Boy Sports Bar time, or not time slot, but filling in for Stat Boy, will be Dory Lou's Sports Bar at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 Pacific, which will lead right into the Ladies of the Multiverse previewing and predicting WrestleMania. That'll be all Tuesday night, the 28th at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. Of course, as I said, the Greg Cherry Show tomorrow, as well as next Wednesday, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific. Throwback Thursday has become a regular feature on the Constantine Studios channel, which JJ posts content from NoDQ, the Casa, the Jeff Meacham channel, Simple Man's Brand, and J. Hayward Studios. This week's episode will be episodes 4 of quite a few of the things. Next week's episode, there's going to be a major disclaimer, and JJ will talk more about that later on. Eddie Guerrero's book is your favorite, but I love Eddie's book. Regal's book is damn good. Damn good. I agree with JJ. It doesn't get the love it deserves. Definitely worth a buy. And then starting on really Saturday, but we'll go ahead and just talk about Friday because that's when the shit hits the fan on the multiverse, because we start with a watch along of Impact Wrestling's Sacrifice, which will be on Impact Plus, YouTube, and the Impact Insiders. That's 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific, with Noah and James on the call, JJ at the producer's table. This Saturday, open mic and wrestling-themed karaoke night on the Multiverse of Media. There's the breakdown of prices. $5 for a spin, $20 pick your own theme for us to sing, and a $50 donation. One time, $50 donation will get Noah and myself and probably Mikey, Stat Boy Mikey, to do the Rikishi Too Cool dance with musical accompaniment. So there you go. Boop, boop, boop. Anyone read Jericho's books? Yes. First 2. I haven't read the last 2, but the first 2 are great. Can't wait to see Gigi as a solo star. Priscilla Kelly has the tool. Absolutely. Is it Sacrifice with Steiner Math? No! It's the current one. God, no. It's the one from this year. No way. I'm doing the current one. So Sacrifice on Friday, open mic night Saturday, and then WrestleMania week kicks off. Again, Dory Lou's Sports Bar Tuesday the 28th at 9. WrestleMania predictions from the Ladies of the Multiverse at 10. The next day, there's nothing official. It's the Greg Cherry Show, of course, on Wednesday. But I encourage everybody who's going to be in town for WrestleMania next week to check out the Comedy Store in Los Angeles. Medusa and Dolph Ziggler will be there along with Sam Roberts. And I think they're at the same time, but they're just down the street from each other, so there is that decision. Wednesday, March 28th at 8 o'clock over at the Whiskey A Go-Go, the world-famous or infamous Whiskey A Go-Go, Micromania featuring Gutter Candy, which, of course, is Frankie Kazarian's band. Go check those guys out. I love those guys, and I love the whiskey so much, but that's what it is. Do we expect a surprise at WrestleMania this year? Always surprises. You just never know what you're going to get at WrestleMania. What is up, P? Good to see you, brother. What up, Jeff? My main man. How you doing? All ready for WrestleMania? Finally got my break at work. I am ready for it, brother. WrestleMania. Got my shirt today and everything, P. Good to see you, brother. Gigi looked amazing tonight on NXT, and she was cutting the promo. Good to know, man. I'll have to check it out NXT at the top of the hour. What did I think about the Braun AJ Steiner Math Snickers commercial? That was friggin' good. Very clever. I know. I'm not a fan of Sam Roberts either, but Nick Dolph is definitely worth going to see at the Comedy Store. I wish I was going, but I can't go. I'm unable to attend, which is a bummer because Nick was supposed to be at the at the Paradise Kitty show a couple weeks ago, and he couldn't make it. His flight got canceled. During the 80s or 90s, did I have those crazy haircuts? I did not. You remember the 80s? I was only the oldest I got in the 80s was 6, and 90s I didn't. I always had a regular generic regular young man haircut. It really didn't go to crazy. Always good to see you. King's firing all cylinders. Man, I'll tell you what, P. I was saying this earlier during the sports bar, and I stand by it now. Freaking Kings rout Calgary last night. I bring my sister to a game on Saturday, and they can't beat Vancouver in a effing shootout. Should have been a 2-0 game. Oh, I was so mad. Anyway, moving right along. That's it. All right. Once we get past Wednesday next week, watch along a mania, brother. The sold out Multiverse United, Only the Strong Survive from Impact in New Japan. That's Thursday at 8 o'clock Pacific. Keep that note in your mind. Friday's a double feature on the channel. We have Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor, and our reactions to the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. That's all starting at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific. Saturday morning for us West Coast kids, April 1st, will be Stand and Deliver. That'll be Noah and JJ on the call. I'm going to be just a little bit busy during Stand and Deliver and the aftermath of it because I will be at the convention center across the property meeting The Undertaker. I'm so happy. There should be, wink, wink, should be video coverage of this or video footage from this during the watch along of WrestleMania Night 1, which is just 11 days away. Oh my God. Again, so excited. And, that night, WrestleMania Saturday, I am now going to be sitting VIP for WrestleMania 3. There you go. Again, WrestleMania 3, hosted by Mick Foley, featuring the ladies from Grown Ass Woman Podcast TV, Mickey James, Lisa Marie Varon, and SoCal Val. Just looking forward to everybody. I haven't seen Val in over a decade. Haven't seen Mick in a little while, and I've never met Mickey or Lisa. So I am stoked about going to this WrestleMania. Again, WrestleMania Night 2, Sunday, April 2nd. Again, coverage on the network both days at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific. Monday afternoon, right before Raw After Mania, we will have our top 10 ECW World Champions episode of the Dads Not Always on Wrestling. And then, of course, Raw After Mania beginning at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 Pacific. Both time zone coverages, Eastern and Pacific. Noah and James at 8, JJ and I at 8 Pacific. And then we wrap up WrestleMania week, if you want to call it that, with the AEW doubleheader, double feature, whatever you want to call it. AEW Rampage and Battle of the Belts 6. That's all Friday, April 7th, beginning at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific. All right, let's see where we're at here. Get the last little comments in. Bum-ba-dum-ba-dum. Yes, Mandy Rose, unfortunately, is going to be late to her appearance over the weekend. She has a death in the family, so we are all thinking about Mandy and her family right now. It sucks. They have not announced the entire card. They have the ladder match to determine new tag champions. The Lucha Brothers have been announced for that, and they've announced Super Samoa Joe, defending the television title against Mark Briscoe. Blech. And let me say it's a class act. JJ was telling me about it earlier, so there is that. I've never gotten to meet Undertaker, but I did live in the town that Michelle McCool is from. I always heard he would sometimes be seen lurking when they started dating. Well, yeah. If you're Undertaker, you got to kind of keep hidden because you're not going to be able to stay hidden if you're out in public standing upright because you're the Undertaker. So there is that. Let's see. Make sure I got all my shit in, plugs-wise. I did. I'm so proud of myself. And, of course, you can catch me every single Tuesday except the next two. Because the Tuesday after Mania, I don't have this plug. I don't know why I meant to put this in there. Do I still have the graphic? I do, kind of. So Tuesday, April 4th, which is actually Dylan's birthday, he will be at the hockey game with his grandfather. So I will be on the NoDQ review, recapping my experience at WrestleMania. So there you go. That's everything, guys. I promise. Thank you all for sticking with me for the 53 minutes plus the trailers and stuff. Again, so much content coming up. And of course, throughout all of this, catch the NoDQ recaps of pretty much everything on Aaron's channel. So please check out everything. Again, tomorrow you'll see me back live for the Greg Cherry Show. Just a ton of shit going on, folks. So please stick with it. Thank you all for watching today. We'll see you tomorrow and the rest of the week and into next week as we roll into WrestleMania right here on the Jeff Meacham Network.